Is this working? Ah, yes. This is Mansfield. There's a situation developing at HQ, and I think you should be made aware of it. We've had somewhat of an outbreak, an illness that's been going around the HQ's personnel. It's not too serious. No one's died. Yet. But it has incapacitated at least a quarter of our staff. Not to mention the stress it's put on the HQ's plumbing.
Maybe you should find a doctor.
Yes, that would be the apt response. However, as there is no one here with the necessary expertise, we shall have to do some outside hiring. Preferably an individual with pharmaceutical training. Or barring that, an individual at least capable of spelling pharmaceutical.
I'm on it. It's as good as done.
I'd suggest you inquire with a group calling themselves the Nightingales. As I understand it, you're already acquainted with them. That should help. I believe one of their more expert members was looking to move on from the group. She may consider joining if we ask nicely. I suppose I should say, good luck? I hope it goes well. Bye now.
Welcome back. As resolved as I was when I made my little speech to Fiona, have to admit, actually leaving is harder than I thought. Doesn't help that my joints aren't as excited about new trails as they used to be.
We need your help, Doctor.
Oh, what a coincidence. I'd heard of your HQ and was actually thinking about visiting. Maybe even bring over a mute cake. Now it seems I don't need an excuse to nose around. I'll make my way there as soon as I've made my final goodbyes.
Take over whatever space you please.
What?
How rude of me. You go through all this effort in recruiting a medical expert to help manage an outbreak, and in she comes and sets up shop. How terrible.
Well, yes, that's exactly it. We may need your expertise with this outbreak, but that doesn't mean you're hired yet. You're not even listening while I try to explain the symptoms we've seen.
Oh, did I give that impression? But you were so accurately modeling the symptoms for me, then I diagnosed them as soon as I saw you. It's a stomach flu.
That's your idea of a diagnosis? And I wasn't modeling anything. I'm not even sick.
Why don't you sit down for a second? I'm sure you've been on your feet all day.
Well, yes, I do feel a bit tired. There's just so much work to do, what with half our personnel being sick. Look, maybe you should just start by treating our staff. If you're successful, then perhaps we can offer you a permanent position here.
How very generous of you.
You can't just take over
There
whatever
you are.
space you
There's
please.
something we need to discuss.
Can you help?
I can treat it, yes. There's no point.
What do you mean, no point? It's what you're here for, isn't it?
That's right, Cedric. But there's little point in treating it until the root cause is addressed.
You just said it. The flu is the root cause.
It's the cause for the illness, not the outbreak itself. Tell me, Are all the staff living in the same quarters, sharing beds, rooms, toothbrushes?
Excuse me? Who do you take me for? Of course I have my own toothbrush. Although, now that you mention it, I have seen other staff members sharing their toiletries.
I thought so. My medical advice? More beds. Their own rooms, preferably. More than one bathroom, and definitely their own hygienic supplies.
Yes, we all wish for more privacy. Some of us more than others. But we just don't have the space to give everyone their own rooms.
Really? Am I hearing this right? In this massive building, there is no space for additional rooms or beds?
Well, there is a collapsed sublevel we found, but I've declared it out of bounds for staff. It's not safe. There's odd noises and odors. I think there might be feral ghouls down there.
Sounds like just what we need right now.
But there's monsters down there.
Would you be a dear and clear the nasty, spooky ferals out of the sublevel?
Of course I'll help. Count me in.
You will? Oh, that'll be a relief. Though, I suppose you could also assign the task to a security team, if you don't need them elsewhere. The sublevel is accessible via the main elevator. I disabled the button leading to that floor, but I'll order it reactivated.
Once this has been dealt with, I can start treating people. You can find me here. Cedric has been kind enough to let me choose where I set up.
What? Oh, of course. I think I'll take a small break. Rest my eyes for a bit.
For those of you who find that parts of the building can become overly warm and stuffy, please be reassured that the engineers have plans to fix the old ventilation system as soon as resources are made available.
Welcome back. I'm told the resident situation will be resolved soon, meaning we can stop wasting time and finally address this outbreak. To do this, I'll need some equipment set up, and the cooperation of your other departments, of course. Maybe also some assistance, but only if they're mute.
Sure, anything you need.
Once I have a working lab, I'll be able to assign teams to research any disease that may be causing us trouble. Then, develop cures and vaccines. With the resources of this HQ, I believe we can do something I never before considered possible. We could actually manufacture and distribute vaccines across the entire Commonwealth. Of course, I'm also at your disposal for any other medical or scientific projects you may have for me. But first, let's start with this flu going around. Assign the project, and I can begin researching whatever virus strain the cat dragged in this time.
Please do not feed junk food to the Brahmin. An announcement from the admin team. If there is an error with your records, please let them know as soon as possible for a correction.